So in the past, I've done videos talking about the dating rules that I follow, but today, me and Defund Simping are going to share with you each of our own dating rules that we believe all men should follow within 2023 and beyond. So real quick, Chad, if they don't know who you are, explain what you do, who you are.
So I have a TikTok account called Defund Simping that's now expanded to YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. I like just posting my takes on dating, and it's kind of exploded a little bit. Almost 500,000 followers on TikTok, and I like to just give guys advice on their dating life, grooming, fragrances, all around.
Awesome. So the first dating rule, and this comes at no surprise to you guys, is the fact that you must choose women who choose you. Now, it's not always mandatory, but for me, my dating strategy, this has been pretty much the biggest discovery in terms of dealing with women with high interest, just overall having just a more positive dating life with less BS, less testing. Just, it tends to work easier whenever you choose a woman who choose you.
Now, when you say choose you, let's break that down. Like, do you mean they approach you first, they DM you first?
So it depends on the medium of how you're meeting the woman.
Okay.
But they don't necessarily have to approach me first or like send me a message first, though I do look for stuff like that. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But more so like signs that they're interested in me.
Okay.
So for example, like choosing signal.
Yeah.
That's a girl choosing me. Like eye contact, sort of vicinity approach, maybe get her friends to tell me that I'm attracted, stuff like that, right? But the only issue with waiting for girls to choose you is the fact that if you're not necessarily attractive enough, sometimes you'll tend to only attract and women will choose you that you're not really that attracted to. So that's why I take a deeper layer. It forces you to level up. That's how I increase my sexual market value, because I realized I was like, the girls who are choosing me, like, I'm not really that excited about. But that's when I started working on my grooming, more my skincare, like my sex appeal in terms of my bait. And that's how I started attracting more higher quality women. So
when girls choose you guys, what happens is they become easier to link with. Sometimes I'll get DMs like, bro, how can I get this girl to hang out? Ask her, do you want to hang out? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, move on. So when a girl chooses you, her time becomes so much easier to get. You can even get weekends. Weekends where guys are asking her to hang out, her girlfriends are asking her to hang out, club promoters are asking her to hang out. You can see her because she chose you. Also, you'll see effort on her end, like, hey, I'm actually in your area, want to hang out, or like, hey, actually, I got this one. This one's on me. Yeah. You know, you'll see that with girls who actually like you versus girls where you have to provide a dope experience for them to show up.
Yeah, we talk about genuine desire a lot in dating. And I found that women who choose you first usually have the highest basis of genuine desire.
Fact.
And for that reason, like linking with them is a lot easier. You don't have to think a lot about strategy.
True.
In terms of your retention and long-term game, it's actually easier too because the girl's just into you. Think of any relationship where you had to like, you won the girl over, or like, you know, she eventually gave you a chance because she was bored. Like you had to do like an extra amount of strategies. You have to be so like strategic. When girls who choose you first, like it just feels more natural.
Comes and falls off.
Feels more natural. And that has been pretty much the biggest rule that I follow till this day, and that I teach all my students too. So what about your rules?
The first rule that Chad follows is if she doesn't offer a reschedule when she flakes, you need to cut off the communication. And the reason why I say it is this, guys, your attention is enough. There are some girls out there that will hop on a phone call, hop on a FaceTime, text, and that's all they really need from you. Linking with you is like the next, like that's like crazy to some girls, where it's like, oh, link, we could just FaceTime. So by you cutting off the communication, you are letting her know, I can't just get this guy's attention for free. I have to actually make time, put makeup on, and show up, or else I can't get his attention. There's a guy watching this right now where a girl has flaked on you 3 times. And you think for the 4th time, it's gonna be so much different? Just delusional. So you have to cut it off, because she'll do this. Hey, can't make it. You'll go, oh, no worries. She'll respond, so what are you up to? And then the cycle continues of her just milking you for attention and not seeing you in person. So I think, guys, when she tries to double up with the attention, go, hey, let's just like let's save it for the day. Let's save it for the hangout. And she's like, I'm not sure what my schedule is. Okay, Ross.
Yeah, sometimes after a girl flakes too, and you kind of retract her attention, throughout time, sometimes they'll come back around. It's rare, but sometimes it does happen.
Yeah, just think, don't pull back your attention because you want her to come back. You see, I'll get a DM where it's like, hey, I pulled back after she flaked. Where is she? That's not the proper mindset. Your mindset should be, you know what? She may never come back, and that's okay. Because guys, dating is only hard when you chase women. Dating is easier when girls choose you and want to be around you. So all the strategies and this and that, that's more so for girls that you kind of have to win over.
Don't like you.
Don't like you?
Pretty much like you.
Pretty much. But if a girl likes you, getting her time is probably the easiest thing. So if she flakes on you and doesn't offer any type of schedule, she's got to kick rocks.
Exactly. All in all, just respect yourself. I think it comes down to self-respect.
That's you.
Have more self-respect as a man.
What's your second rule to live by?
This is a big controversial one, but I assume she is a hoe until proven otherwise.
Hear him out. Hear him out.
The reason why I say this is because this is usually for inexperienced guys.
Yeah.
They have this like idealistic mindset that like she's a good girl or like this certain girl's different. And let me tell you, as somebody who's dated quite a bit of women, I can tell you that even good girls have a mask on them. And for that reason, you just need to operate as if she has your worst interests in mind and that she's a bit promiscuous until she proves herself otherwise throughout time. You know, I actually have a student in the Digital Romeo course saying, first girl he sees, and he's pretty inexperienced too, but the first girls he sees, he's like, oh, she's a good girl, she did this, she did that. And I'm like, bro, like, you don't know her. You need to just assume negative characteristics, though it is a little bit pessimistic.
It can be. It's just a double-edged sword, though. Goes both ways.
Exactly. These girls need to prove to you over time that they are a quality girl, and that time could be a long time too. I'm talking like 6 months to a year before you actually really truly know how she is and who she is as a person. Any girl I've ever gone out on a date with, I just assume, like, you know, AMS said they're all sluts, bro.
Yeah, so the reason why I agree with this statement, think about it. We've all met a girl, liked her, assumed she was different, and then slice, she got you. It happened to me before. I'm not sure if it happened to Austin before, but you assume she's not like that, then she proves to you she is like that. So all it is moving with caution and don't just fall head over heels. Guys, if you're the type of guy right now, you get a date a month, that one girl in that month may look like the best option in the world. But if you're a guy that levels up his looks, status, money, hopefully you start dating more and you start to see things the way they are. Go, okay, I'm not gonna just cuff the first girl that comes my way. Let's get to know her a bit. Let's ask her the important vetting questions. How's your relationship with your father? Where do you work? Like, things like that will tell you if she is moving crazy.
That's the importance of vetting too, which is the other rule, which I didn't discuss, but this kind of goes hard into.
True, it does.
Definitely be sure to vet a woman who you want to date long-term or see potential in long-term, and don't just fall heads over heels and lose your rational logic like too soon and too fast. Always just assume the worst, and nowadays in dating, I just assume the worst off bat. Nothing surprises me anymore in terms of actions and behaviors. Like if a girl flakes or if I learn something that's crazy about her past, like I'm almost like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I expected that. You know, so expect the worst and then let her prove to you otherwise over time.
Are you tired of getting on dating apps and not getting the results that you want? Or does your Instagram look like a 2013 archive? If so, then listen up. Every man wants to be high value, but nobody is willing to put in the work, or they're just overwhelmed with all the information they have out there. This is exactly why I created my Digital Romeo mentorship. This is a 12-week mentorship where I take you through the exact processes that I use for myself to level up my dating life, online image, and status. Not only are you gonna learn how to make yourself more attractive, but I'll teach you how to represent that in an online image so that you can then leverage for more dating and financial success. I'll also show you how to build social status so that you can network better online. At the same time, building out your dating funnel so that you attract women on autopilot. If you let me guide you, I promise you, you'll have no choice but to succeed. We don't work with everybody, but you may be a good fit. If so, click the link down below this video for a free one-on-one consultation. Hope to speak to you soon. Back to the video.
The second rule that I live by, if it's been by date 3 and onward, so starting date 3 and onward, and she has never reached back for that credit card, that debit card, it's a side eye. A lot of people watching this channel are young, right? You're 18 to 24. You're still building yourself. If every single time you see this girl, you're dishing out cash, she soon becomes like a liability. You're just dumping cash into a chick and she never offers at all. Like, at least, hey, I'll take you to dinner, you take her to dinner, and then she'll get you ice cream. Like, basically like a hand-in-hand type of thing. But if she's never offering, I'm sorry, she may not like you either. Like some girls are super traditional, but if they're so traditional, are they talking to other guys? They probably are. So they're not traditional.
Yeah.
So the point is, you gotta see if she's willing to put her card down, guys. You gotta see if she's willing to put down that effort, because she's not willing to dish out $7-8 or just pay for parking. It's you every single time. You driving every time. You paying every time. You pick the place every time, and she just shows up. I'm sorry, I require a little bit more than that from a chick I'm dating.
Good feminine woman, this is more like a personality characteristic. They're actually reciprocating towards men they actually like.
Facts.
So even if you went to like a dinner, let's say it's the 4th, 5th date, you went to a dinner, like they would, as you said, pay for the parking, or even some girls would suggest to leave a tip.
Sure.
Or over a long period of time, let's say you've been on 9-10 dates with her, at least 2 to 3 times she's at least offered to pay. Now, I would say that under some cases, you never want to accept that offer of payment, in my experience at least, but it's just the fact that she thought about it and reciprocated energy, because that shows that she doesn't have a high ego.
True.
She's reciprocating once again, which is a good personality characteristic for a long-term girlfriend.
True.
And these girls overall tend to just be the most like catering to, they match your energy. They meet you not necessarily 50-50, but they see your value and appreciate that and show that through their wallet in some cases. So my last rule, guys, and once again, this one is a bit unorthodox, but I believe women should compete for you long-term. Now, this probably isn't going to relate to a lot of average guys out there.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
A lot of these rules, like you gotta put yourself on a certain level.
True.
And then, then the rules may apply to you, but maybe looking forward into the future, you're gonna follow this rule. So what I mean by a girl competing for you is going back to the vetting process. Remember, I said that where a girl has to pretty much prove herself to you over time. Now, throughout that process, her proving herself to you is essentially competing. Think of the what's the quote? Girls wait at the finish line. I don't believe in that. They're running the race, bro. She's running the race while other girls try to make it to the finish line because I already finished the race. Now, I have girls necessarily competing for me. Now, you don't make it known to them or clear to them like, hey, you're competing for me. Like, yo, I got this other girl I'm seeing, I got this other girl.
Unspoken riz.
Yes, it's an unspoken competition that they realize through seeing your value, through seeing
Comments on Instagram.
yeah, the pre-selection, through seeing that, hey, this guy isn't taking me seriously like so fast versus the other guys in my past would have cuffed me and dated me, after a month or two. This guy, it's been 4 months and he's kind of selling me a dream like I don't know what's happening. Once again, a feminine, nurturing woman who genuinely likes you is willing to compete to some degree.
So I think with Austin, I've seen it, around public, and say he has a girl with him, girls are looking at him as he's walking down the street. Now Austin, he may be tunnel vision. His girls see all these girls do this and do this, and that lets her know, holy shit, like there are girls here right now that want my man. I have to make sure I'm on point. Or he'll post a photo and attractive women will comment, and she's like goes on their page and goes through every photo, and she sees, whoa, like there's girls out there who really want this guy. So that probably puts her in a competitive mindset.
Exactly.
So I do agree.
Essentially what I'm saying is that you're just not won over easily. As a guy, as you build your value up, like it becomes more of a competition for her. And subconsciously she understands that and accepts that. Some girls honestly don't want to compete.
They don't. No.
They see the value, they see the status, they see the competition.
no.
They're like, I don't want to compete, I'm out of here. And those are the girls where they get filtered out. So that goes back to my point. Like, in order to win me over long term, you must compete to some degree and overall prove yourself. And that is done throughout the vetting process, the vetting period.
All right, guys. My third one is pretty common amongst most men, but if you don't implement this, you got to. She has max until the 3rd date, preferably 2nd date, to lay down with your boy. Now,
3-day rule?
3-date rule for me. Now, preferably second, I should get close. If second I go for it and she's swatting my hand away, I know she doesn't like me like that, or she's probably seen somebody else, and I'm not gonna be the type to wait around, especially if I like the girl. If I like her, oh no. But to me, guys, I think 3 is good enough. And if she's not sleeping with you by the 3rd, I do think she's sleeping with somebody else and doesn't want to raise her count too much. Or she just likes the companionship. She likes going on dates with you, hanging out, because it makes guys scratch their head. Like, she hangs out with me, we'll kiss a little bit, but when it comes down to that, that's where she draws the line. So I think for me, 3 dates is my max before I kind of have to, push her off a little bit, and maybe she'll come back, but I definitely won't ask to see her nearly as much as that one throat go down the street. I'm gonna put her back in the first position.
No, there are a few nuances with this.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah.
Throughout my dating experience, I've learned, for example, of like, if you know the girl's inexperienced and or has had a 1 or 2 long-term boyfriends.
Yeah, I'll be lenient with that.
You know, like you can't really expect like a 3-date rule, but what you can expect, and this is in tandem with the 3-date rule, is at least some sort of physical or locational progression for each date.
Yes, yeah.
So for example, let's say the first date, you guys just hugged. Second date, you hugged and kissed. Third date, you hugged, kiss, and she let you like finger her.
Yeah.
Fourth date, she let it go a little bit further, and then fifth date, you close.
That's fair.
And that's girl game too. I feel girls should actually like do this more, is allow it to progress slowly each time, but as long as something is happening, either physically or environmentally, like I said. So now she's going over to your place on the second date, but nothing happens. But then fourth date, she goes over to your place and something kind of happens, but not really. Or maybe she was on a period. Like, you never know what the case can be.
True.
But overall, something has to progress to something that of a romantic relationship and not platonic, because you guys aren't friends. Like, and that's the difference between like a friendship and a romantic one, is the fact that there's some sort of sexual involvement involved. And if she's not allowing that to naturally happen, then once again, I just said, she's probably seeing somebody else, or she really doesn't like you like that. That's pretty much it, really.
Pretty much, yeah. No, I'm gonna throw in one more bonus one. I forgot to say it, honestly, but I'll say this, guys. I would like for girls that you're dating to either A, here and there, call you first, text you first, or make plans. If it's always you calling, always you texting, always you asking to hang out, it's tricky, because she may respond every time, she may answer the phone every time, she may show up on a date every time you ask. But I generally feel when a girl starts to put you first, she's waking up, I miss him, hey, like, good morning. Or you know what, I'm in his city, I'm down the street, I'm gonna see if he wants to hang out, or just come out and say hi. Like, reciprocation's big, I'm big on.
You know, another one that reminds me of that is the fact that a rule I follow is I don't pursue after sex. Afterward, you reach out to me, contact me, or we'll never see each other again. Like that will I honestly tell you a lot about a girl.
Charlie, that will for sure
tell you a ton about her. If you have sex with a girl, like, especially if it was fast and days 1 through 2, 3, and she doesn't reach out afterwards or doesn't try to initiate any sort of
this is a normal thing.
Like, she's used to it.
That is facts, bro. There are a couple girls in LA where it was first night, and I waited like 5 days, 7 days, almost a week, and I reached out to her, and shit, you never hit me back, which is fine. I'll say this on camera, I don't care, but that told me a lot. We had sex, been knowing each other for an hour, and you never hit me back. This is just another night in the office for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is just normal. Like, most girls who have dignity don't want to be tossed to the side after sex. They want to remain, at least try to keep something going. Like, at least have it be consistent, right? For their ego. So if they just go completely ghost on you afterwards.
Exactly. All right, guys, those were pretty much, really, I would say, like, high value dating rules.
Yeah.
Really. Like, not every guy can follow these rules, but implement them where you can, especially as you start to increase your SMV. And overall, the point of these rules is the fact that by the end of it, having these filters in place, you're going to attract and keep a very feminine, catering sort of woman who you genuinely enjoy spending time with, who she also enjoys spending time with you too. And that's how you form actually good relationships long-term, in my opinion. Also, guys, don't forget to check out Patreon, where me and Chad will be doing IG reviews, going over your Instagram. So if you're not on the Patreon, man, you're definitely missing out. Link will be down below. Also, don't forget to check out Chad D Fun Sipping. See you guys in the next video.
Peace.